The Tucson sports community is mourning the death of Arizona Wildcats 1982 defensive lineman Julius Holt. Holt died Monday after a brief illness. The Washington, D.C. native came to Tucson to play football at the U of A. He then made Tucson his home, worked in the academic department with Arizona Athletics for a number of years, and was a tireless champion of youth football and cheerleading in our community. He ran the Tucson Youth Football and Spirit Federation for some 20 years, a career that led him to be inducted into the American Youth Football Cheer and Hall of Fame. I had a chance to catch up earlier with Julius Wildcat teammate David Adams. You were a running back. Julius was a defensive lineman. I have to imagine there were some meetings on the field between you and him your freshman year.
Me and Julius met often on the football field because I was on the scout team and he was on the first team defense. So that's where we did a lot of our meetings at. I'll tell you one time, and I'll never forget it. It was his play and I had to block him. You know, I'm about 160, he was about 260. So he had me by 100 pounds, but I'm like, okay, bring it. He took me and he threw me across the field, and he never let me forget that. I mean, 40, 50 years later, he'll say, you remember that day when you tried to block me and I had to throw you across the field? And of course I don't remember it, but I just remember the plays that I, left him in my wake. So we always had good little stories to tell each other, but he was a hell of an athlete, but he was a much better person, which is far more important.
And one youth footballer whose life Julius Holt touched was Canyon Del Oro High School lineman Kylie Woodard. Woodard came up through the Oro Valley Dolphins football program. He's one of the best linemen in the city. And he told me Monday night he thanks Coach Holt for staying on him religiously about being in a proper stance as a lineman.
The first thing he always told me after my games, it wasn't a hi or a hello or a good job. It was a, you need to stop coming up so high or you're going to get knocked on your butt. It's Kylie, I'm not going to tell you again. He's been there. That's something I'll always remember and cherish from him, is him coaching me even when I didn't want to be coached and I was upset. He's just someone I was able to listen to because he wanted nothing but the best for me.
What do you want to do with your life to celebrate him now moving forward?
I have opportunities to play college football, play at the next level. My number one goal is to play in the NFL, every kid's dream. But, if that doesn't always work out, I want to be a politician because I'm in love with politics. Wow. I just want to be successful because he wanted nothing but the best for me, and he wanted me to have high success. So just to be successful is something I'll carry on in celebration and remembrance of him.
Our sincere condolences go out to Julius Holt's family, his wife Lisa, children Justin and Julia. Julius Holt was 60 years old.